Hey guys, welcome back. It is time for another watch review and duo show off, whatnot. You can call it whenever you want, but today I have in one corner the Seiko SKX 009 and in the other corner the Challenger Invicta Pro Diver, and this is the Coke version. And both of these watches are very controversial and bit more than they deserve to be frank and honest. But yeah, here I have two watches that are pretty much cool and uncool. One of them is super cool and collectible, and the other one is the watch y'all love to hate. So today we're gonna take a look, quite closer look, and examine these two watches. I did this kind of video before, but I had a two-tone Invicta. I didn't really like it, but now these are pretty much in the same ballpark. So you can decide for yourself. I'm just gonna talk here a little bit about both of watches, and at the end of the day, the price difference is very different on these watches. Sometimes, I don't know, a few years back, this watch was 150 bucks. Nowadays, it's 200 bucks, and the price went up. And this watch, I don't know what's the retail price, but about a month ago you can get these. You can get an Invicta Pro Diver for 40-ish, 50 bucks on Amazon. So I think, if you ask me, that's a one hell of a deal. And I'm gonna talk more about it, but now I just wanna compare these two watches head to head. And Invicta is very much the hated watch, and you can see this is not a brand new Invicta. I got this one, and this bezel was originally red, and now it kind of faded into that vintage look, and I kind of like it. I do love Coke bezel more than Pepsi, so that's another thing. But you can see this watch has saw its wrist time. It's been worn and saw a lot of wrist time. So I'm using it as a gym watch, and I'm using this one also as a gym watch, but just recently got off just got from the gym. You can see it's a little bit you can see drops of water on it, but that's because I rinsed it when I got home. I want to rinse all the sweat and everything else. And this is Invicta Pro Diver, made by infamous Invicta. In this particular Invicta Pro Diver, you can see a sit-in movement. This is a Miota A215. I don't know. It's a sit-in movement that goes in the sit-in Pro Master. So it's a really good movement. I'm gonna tell you, it's a bit more accurate than the movement in Seiko SKX 007, which is 7S26, and this one can be also manually wound. And when you take the watch into hands next to this Seiko, it's a bit more heftier and more sturdier. And the bracelet, as you can see in Seiko, you can see the folded links. It's really rattly, and it's a poor quality bracelet. However, I like the looks of it. It's a nice looking watch. This one here has a solid links, except for end links. End links are just normal, and the clasps of both of these watches are really not good. But this one has double lock feature, so that's gives you that little bit of extra safety. But as you can see, this one also has one. So pretty much the bracelet, if I would have to pick between quality, the bracelet on Invicta is better than on Seiko SKX, but I like this Jubilee style bracelet, so it always wins. And you can always, of course, change bracelets, but this is what you get. And like I said, this watch was recently on Amazon for 50-ish bucks, and I will put a link in the description box for both of these videos. watches, so you can check the pricing and maybe get yourself one of these watches, because they are both cool watches, but they are also very controversial. Uh, Most of the people who own Seiko SKX think that they have the best watch in the world, and they look down on people who own Invicta because they have the worst watch in the world. But is it really so? None of these watches are any particularly good. One of them is iconic. Seiko is iconic. It is super cool, and I do love it. But other than that, and these two watches, which I guess what I'm trying to say, that this Invicta does not really deserve the hate it gets. And for the money, you get a lot of watch. For 50 bucks, you get a lot of watch. You have a screw down crown, automatic movement, the bezel here. This is a bezel which looks like an Omega. This is like I don't know. There is a version with the coin edge bezel, which I prefer, and the bezel on Seiko SKX is definitely better. Also, you can see this is really ISO certified dive watch, so that's something that's really cool about it. And the loom on the Seiko is always, as a rule of thumb, will always be better than on the Invicta. However, 200 bucks, 50 bucks, people, you have to take that into consideration. And this is a really cool little watch. I'm using it as my beater gym watch. Yeah, DC Gunner goes to gym. I had to. I gotta keep my weight down a little bit, and yeah, that's really nothing special to say. The movement inside is a Citizen Miota. Sometimes you will find Seiko movement NH32, which is even better movement than this one and this one. So, strictly speaking, looking at the terms of value for money and quality, for 50 bucks, I don't think there's a better watch than the Invicta. However, the most of the Invicta hate that comes and people dislike Invictas is because of their reserve venom, those monstrous, ugly looking watches. But this one is a nice little homage to a Rolex, and it's a nice little watch for the money. So that being said, sometimes in life you just don't want to wear the best value in life. Sometimes you just want to have a cool watch, like you want to have a cool car. It doesn't matter if it has two doors or it goes through gas mileage like crazy. You just want to have a cool car, and you want to have a cool watch. And that being said, Seiko SKX is definitely cooler watch, and Invicta is less cooler, but it's not half as bad as people will tell you, and it's not very respectable, but it's just like when you jump on the bandwagon. Sometimes, I don't know when, some guy wrote a probably bad review because he got a lemon, and everyone else was too lazy and jumped on bandwagon. And ever since, Invicta is a synonym of a poor watch, ugly watch, and Seiko wins. And in terms of collectability, always a Seiko will win. But if you just need a good beater, you don't care about watch guys and watch nerds, you just grab Invicta for 50 bucks and you're good to go. I'm using it as a gym watch every day, pretty much every day. I try to be regular as much, but yeah, it's really nice. And both of these watches are a cool part and can be cool part as your entry-level collection. I will just put both of them on the wrist so we can check them a bit more. Can't speak today. I believe I haven't measured this one, but you can always get the specs anywhere. This is a 40mm watch, and here I have a Seiko with its red tweed bracelet, but it still looks kind of cool. This is 42mm watch, and they're both awesome for the money. You can see it on my wrist, and you can decide for yourself. Invicta is a bit smaller, and all the specs you can find online anywhere, even on the links where you're buying it. But yeah, it's up to you to decide, and don't you let anyone else tell you what watch should you wear. You decide that, and you make it cool, and you set up things. I do not like Invicta Reserve Venom, but this little Pro Diver for $50 is not half as bad as they tell you it is.